Yours arrived this morning. It's a test tyre we've got from Schwalbe. Mad Mike. So what it's got is a lot more grip, but obviously I shall take it out the bag and let's do a run through and see what this is actually like and whether it fouls on the body or whatever. But we've been sent a test tyre, so let's test it. The old Kenda tyre to be replaced with a Mad Mike. Well, all inflated, 35 to 65 psi. Ow, sort of hurt my thumbnail a bit. I would actually recommend with a balloon tyre you need to keep it real pumped up, so this is up at the 55 psi at the moment, but you can see the grippage on it. Look at that, what an absolute beast. Come out into the wild, as it were, to test it. The first thing I want to do is quickly test it, the Mad Mike, on tarmac, which is probably quite a good idea. So I'm just going to whiz along and see how it acts, if it acts any differently. Okay, so you've got, when you turn in, you've got a heck of a lot more grip on the outer wall in comparison to the standard tyre. Heck of a lot more grip. It's more knobbly. And of course, it is making more road noise because it's not smooth. But you can't really pick it up on the camera, but it's definitely louder. Yep, so that's my first observations. It feels sharp. I mean, this is at 55 psi. The turn-in actually feels quite sharp, and it feels like there's a lot of grip there, even on this tarmac. Feels like your actual turning grip is higher. Can you hear that scraping? So, it's a thumbs up for road. It's more noisy. It's probably, I would say, it's 3 or 4 times louder than your standard tyre that comes with this. But yeah, it's not ridiculous, but it is louder, definitely. But yeah, it feels good. It doesn't feel like it's going to slip or anything like that. The turning, this turning is sharp. It's quite sharp, presumably because of the profile of the tyre. But right, let's get it off road. Okay, and here we got a nice bit of mud. So let's give it a go. Wow. It didn't slip, but it's thick mud. So this is a great example of the sort of conditions that you might actually be putting yourself in. So, is it spinning? Yep, it'll spin. Let's see if we can get real bogged down in here, just to really muck it up. There we are. Okay, that's the mud that's caught up in it. Let's see how much it gets stuck in there and how much it can actually do. I've got the wrong footwear on, really. That's the next problem. There we go, right. Oh, look at that. This is bogging it up nicely, right. So here is the muck. We've clogged it all up. Let's go through. But it gets you through it. Wow. This is really, really boggy mud. It's certainly a heck of a lot. I'm struggling with my shoes, to be honest. Right, now I'm going to test it on mud, but flat mud, smooth mud, dry as well. Whoa, almost overpowered it. Breeze. Okay. Okay, so what I've got in front of me is, you can't see it because you're seeing the brow, but it's a little bump and a bump over, and it's a muddy little track. So this is just to test out what it's like. It's real grippy. This bump here, let's try that over again. Going up here, it's definitely a lot more grippy than the standard tyre. Okay, so now I'm going to give it a go over the grass bit. Let's try that. Up here. Wow, it's fighting and it is gripping. That is spot on. Super grippy. We'll try it the other way. It's actually, whoa, yep. Yeah, that is a lot grippier. That is really grippy. So, wow, it digs in. Ooh, this is a really slippy grass mud bank, and it really grips in. It only came a cropper on a stone here, which is buried in the grass. Obviously, it can't stick to stone. But wow, it is exceptionally grippy. As we demonstrated on the other mud, it's nowhere near as grippy. What I'm going to try and do is capture this angle. You can see how much of an angle it actually is, that it's got to go up, and it's slippy to say the least. The other tyre would definitely not do it, definitely would not come up here. Well, I'll do a couple of runs back and forward, and hopefully you get to see what it can actually do. Okay, so it's quite an incline up here, very slippy, and it just fights to keep digging and keep you going. Okay, and now back up again. Super grippy. Lovely, like that. Okay, and now what we've got here is we've got a big drop off, probably about so high-ish, but it's on an angle, and obviously it's all sticks, stones, leaves. It's not muddy, but it is it's that sort of surface, so it's a slippery surface, and what I expect to see is the knobblies on the tyre to actually cut through that. So here goes. Way beyond, woohoo, way beyond what it should be able to do, and beyond the requirement really of the Ninebot. As you can see there, classic example, my foot slid off. This is actually giving me a new problem, which is I'm not getting enough grip on my feet anymore. So that shows the difference. I've never ever experienced that, where my foot is sliding off the pedal, despite my footwear. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do just a hill climb and come back down again. This is pretty steep. It's not massively steep, but again, real loose. So I'm going to go up there with some speed and come down with some speed, just see how it handles. So loads of stones, loads of leaves, acorns, you name it. You have to weave in and out of them all. No slipping, no loss of traction at all. And I'll come back down. It's probably far enough. So coming back down again, obviously leaning into the tyre, it's a lot easier to ride. And it's doing the work. You can feel it, it's gripping more. You don't get the little tiny little slips. It's just gripping in. This is turning out to be a very nice tyre. I'll do one last test for you guys. So I've tried the road, I've tried real thick mud, I've tried this real loose surface. You couldn't get much looser, aside from sand. I haven't got any sand to test it in. Probably going to be similar scenario to the real thick mud, where the unit sinks, and the problem you get is it hits where the foot plate's attached to. So you end up with it actually just sinking in and kicking you off. And the problem I had, say, got mud all over the bottom of my feet. These shoes now are exceptionally slippery, but even when I've dried them off, I'm finding my foot is slipping off more where it wouldn't have done previously with the old tyre on it, the standard tyre. And that is because it grips that little bit more, and actually the force pushes you off it, so it is gripping more. I could definitely tell you that. Let's try a bit of fire trail, as it's called. I'll come down it, it's like a gravel. It's a solid compact surface with a load of gravel over the top, bits of stones and stuff. Try that at some speed and we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so this is the surface I'm riding on. If I can get there low enough, you can sort of see the surface it is. That's the sort of surface it is. Gunning that along. Responding perfectly fine. No issues. No slipping. It feels like it's got some more give than a standard tyre. It's not quite as bad on your leg muscles. Okay, would I purchase this tyre and leave it fitted? Yes, is the answer to that question. I'm going to be leaving it on for the rest of the winter, basically, and I should be fitting it to my boys as well, his Ninebot, because it covers basically every type of terrain that you're on. It works well on tarmac. It's not as slick as the other one, but then we're going to be talking about, you know, it's winter months. So you get a lot more debris on the road and junk on the road. If you're riding on pure flat tarmac and you're in a city, don't buy this, there's no point. If you're going to touch the off-road, buy this. It's absolutely brilliant. It's pretty easy to fit. It's the sidewall is not as strong as the standard tyre, so it means you need less force to get it on. It runs from 35 psi up to, I think it's 65 psi. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong. It's something like that. I've got this set at 55, and I would actually recommend running in it about a minimum of 50 psi, because what we're finding is with the bicycle tyres being put onto unicycles, they're rated for the weight to be split across two wheels. So if you look at the ratings of these, they're not substantial enough to be put on an electric unicycle, essentially. But it's all down to the PSI. So as long as you put the PSI fairly high, you no problems. If you let it run to 25, 35 PSI, you've got the chance for it to pop off the rim if you hit something. So going over these stones that I've been going over, you could essentially pop it off the rim, or going down steps is a classic because you've got like a knife edge which you're hitting with all full force. So that's something to bear in mind, but it is worked really, really well in the mud. The only restriction really is, and I think I've said this already, is that it's the limitation of the body of the unicycle. It's gripping right up to the point where it digs in and the body catches. At that point, obviously it goes light and it can't do anything to help you out. So it actually grips a whole lot more than the previous standard tyre. And for winter, I shall be riding on this. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and this tyre will be on our website, so go and check it out. Just give it a search. Mad Mike is the name of the tyre, and we'll send one your way if you wish to purchase. Any information on fitting it, if you're stuck, not sure how to do the tyre, check out our previous how-to videos. We've got them there as a playlist. There is one on how to change a tyre, so well worth checking out. You can do it at home, and it'll save you some money getting it changed by a professional. One little last point worth mentioning is actually this tyre opens up a world of riding which you weren't able to do before. So if you're a competent rider, you can do stuff, I've been doing it a bit out of breath, you can do stuff that the other tyre would have just let go before this one would have done. So yeah, off-road, competent rider, you can have another layer of fun that I didn't even know existed. And if you're wondering what the tread looks like, that's the tread there, imprinted in the mud.